let's go to the next, which is Senator Villar, who in our opening statement has consistently said that he is not for the RH bill. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Hindi ako naniniwala na mahalaga yung panukala na yan. At naniniwala ako na umuubos ng oras natin yung pagdidebate dyan.
Okay, he has been consistent in what he has said and quite forthright about his opinion. What score did you give him?
I think I gave him a quarter only because he's been consistent. However, he's been consistently wrong on this issue. And I will bring up why I refer to clear-cut policy positions that are enlightened. The issue really here is if you keep saying, dahil couples for Christ ako therefore, you bring into question whether you abide by the Constitution that says, as President, will you please put aside your religious biases and allow for a secular constitution and government policy that allows for other beliefs and positions. And that's why I waffled between giving him no shade at all and a sliver. But for his consistency, perhaps at least we give him some points there.
Okay. And Mon?
None.
No score?
No score. Shading? No shading at all.
Why not?
Again, he is the most consistent in saying no.
All right.
And I like him for straight saying that I won't support it. I am pro-life, and I view population as a non-issue. It's all an issue of economic development. But he says he is anti-RH. So, very consistent, and therefore, none.
All right. Well said. Now, we're talking about President Joseph Estrada, who has taken a stand in his platform as being pro-RH, but his pronouncements in his forays have been different. Let's listen to what he has to say.
Bigyan natin ng kalayaan ang mga tao. Huwag makikialaman ng gobyerno dyan sa ganyang paraan.
Okay, Sylvia, what is your score for the former president?
I gave him a half shade here as well because his track record when he was president is good on reproductive health programs. But he is completely inconsistent in this situation. And let's talk again about my criterion of clear-cut policy statement. Pag sinabi niyang hindi dapat makialam ang gobyerno, here again is a nuance na pwedeng sabihin ng mga anti-RH, he's backing down. Diba? But pwede rin namang sabihin ng mga pro-RH, he's for choice. Kasi kung ang hindi makialam can be interpreted as bigyan natin ng lahat ng oportunidad ang tao na makapagpamili, which means giving them services.
Okay.
So, as I said, I am more strict perhaps than Mon in wanting to be sure that the candidate is clear-cut and forthright about the controversial issue so people can decide without this nuancing that allows them to go back and forth.
Okay, while you have a half shade for him, Mon has
I gave him three-quarter. Yeah.
Why did you give him a three-quarter shade?
I saw him when he was already the president. Yes. He really put some attention, serious attention on this issue. And I saw him again now running, and he stated that he will bring back the same cabinet. And that would also mean that that same cabinet would support the RH as a matter of legislation. So both the action and the statement, minus the, at times they make it a comical issue, but I'll give him a 3/4 for that.
Okay, he walks his talk, in other words.
Yeah.
Okay, but Sylvia, you're saying he does not exactly walk his talk.
Because I think from the way you run your campaign,
all right,
I also have a glimpse of how you might be walking your talk when the pressure comes.
Okay, and speaking of the administration candidate, Gibot Teodoro, let's examine his stand and find out what kind of scores you are going to give him. Let's listen to this.
Ito po ay dapat hindi siguro isa batas dahil napakaraming hidwaan na nangyayari dahil sa paniniwala sa batas.
All right, Sylvia?
Because of his complete 180, I gave him a quarter because that's a betrayal of yourself. Okay. Because his record had been, and that of his wife, which I will include here, they were really for the bill.
All right.
And then to talk about the hidwaan as a reason for backing out is also something like it's obfuscating, and it's what's the point? I mean, kahit ba may hidwaan, kaya ka presidente, magsalita ka ng tama.
Okay, do you find, is there a reason for this 180-degree turn?
I think of all the candidates, this is the one that really needs to scrape for the bottom of the barrel in order to get the votes. He's running at a very low percentage. He's not in the top 3. And therefore, he has had to try very, very hard to please everyone in order to get everybody's vote. He's hoping that some of us will vote for him on the sake of his track record and hoping that the rest will vote for him because he just renounced his track record.
Okay, but based on his track record, you also said that he prostituted himself for the Pope. What do you mean by that?
I think it's because he did a 180, and I will include again his wife, who had been a supporter of the Brill, and then when he declared his run, suddenly his wife withdraws the support, and there was hardly any explanation for her withdrawal of support. She just
So
did.
it was an 180-degree for convenience. Is that what you're saying?
This is what I'm reading into it.
Okay, and for that you give him a quarter shade.
Yes, only because at least he had some track record in the past of supporting this measure.
Okay, and Mon, what score do you give Gibo?
Half shade.
Half shade.
Yeah.
Why?
The video that was shown a while ago is one of the earlier forums wherein he was saying no. But the latest one, again, he made a turnaround by stating that family planning should be made available, that parents should be respected on their decision, that all methods should be respected. That is complete turnaround from what was earlier shown, and for which I give him back half shade. Otherwise, I would have given him 0 shade.
No shade at all.
No
Perhaps
shade
he
at
should
all.
get a dancing moon.
Yeah.
A dancing moon.
Before, for the 180s and 180s.
All right. Okay, we'll find out how Senator Richard Gordon, Brother Eddie Villanueva, Nick Perlas, J.C. De Los Reyes, and Senator Jambi Madrigal fare on the RH bill when the platform returns.